The now is not a moment in time, but a dimension of being. The truth about the now, why the present moment is not what you think. Have you ever been told to live in the present moment? It's become a popular mantra, a modern spiritual cliché. We hear it from mindfulness coaches, meditation teachers, even psychologists. Be here now. Let go of the past. Don't worry about the future. But let me ask you, do you really know what the now is? Have you ever touched it, not just in thought, but with your entire being? If you're like most spiritual seekers, you may feel a subtle frustration. You try to be present, but it feels like effort. You focus on your breath, your senses, this moment, and yet something still feels off, incomplete. That's because there's a misunderstanding, a very subtle one, but one that keeps many seekers trapped, chasing a concept of the present, rather than waking up to its true essence. So today, let's go deeper. Let's peel back the veil and ask with sincerity, what is the now truly? And why is it not a moment in time, but the gateway to being? If this message resonates with your soul, if you're tired of chasing the now as an idea and ready to rest in its truth, subscribe to this channel. And let's keep walking the path, not towards something in the future, but deeper into the eternal now, together. First of all, why this video matters for spiritual seekers. In the journey of spiritual awakening, few misunderstandings are as subtle or as damaging as the false concept of the now. Many sincere practitioners spend years meditating, reading, and striving to be present, yet unknowingly chase an illusion of time. This video is more than just a teaching. It is a mirror, a turning point. It reveals that the true now is not something to be achieved or focused on, but something to remember and rest into. For anyone walking the spiritual path, understanding the now as being beyond time is not just helpful, it is absolutely essential. Without this realization, even the most devoted practice remains entangled in effort, identity, and time. But once this truth is seen clearly, the whole nature of the path shifts, from striving to surrender, from seeking to simply being. Let's dive into today's topic. 1. The mind's version of the now. Let's start with what the now is not. The human mind is conditioned to think in time. It divides experience into past, present, and future. It constantly narrates, compares, plans, and remembers. And when it hears, live in the now, it tries to shrink that vast idea into a thin slice of time, this moment. So we try to focus on the now like we're aiming a camera. Zoom in, stay alert, catch this instant before it slips away. But this approach is still time-bound. It's still mental, still coming from effort, from tension. You're trying to hold the now still, but the now isn't something you can hold. The moment you try to grasp it, you've already left it. 2. The now has no time. Here's the truth. The now is not a point in time. It is a dimension of being. It is not part of the timeline. It is what remains when time disappears. Actually, the now is not a time concept. You might say, the now has no time, only being. Yes, exactly. The now is not a better version of time. It's the absence of time. The stillness beneath all movement. The space between all thoughts. The formless background in which your life unfolds. When you rest in that space, you're no longer a person moving through time. You are presence itself. 3. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of the Now. Let's listen to Eckhart Tolle, one of the clearest voices on this subject. The now is deeper than what happens around you. It is not derived from time. It is a state of consciousness in which time ceases. And he also says, the mind is always trying to escape the now. It cannot grasp the timeless. But the moment you become still, the now reveals itself. You see, the now is not something you focus on. It's what remains when the inner noise fades. It's not a moment you enter with your mind. It's a space you awaken to when your mind becomes quiet.
4.
Krishnamurti, the timeless cannot be sought. J. Krishnamurti once said, "To understand the timeless, the mind must be silent. A mind caught in time can never touch the eternal." He was not advocating withdrawal or effort. He was pointing to something already present, but overlooked because we are always becoming, always reaching for something else. But what happens when there's nowhere left to go, no past to mourn, no future to chase, no identity to defend? Just this breath, this aliveness, not in thought, but in being. 5. Zen tradition, no mind and pure suchness. The Zen tradition has long taught that the now is not a concept to be explained, but a reality to be entered through direct experience. Zen master Huangbo said, "The mind that seeks is the mind that hides. When you stop searching, you find what was never lost." And a well-known Zen saying goes, "Sitting quietly doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows by itself." This is not about apathy. It is about trusting the Tao, letting the flow of life move through you, without resistance, without ego, without control. In that surrender, you rediscover the most natural thing, being. 6. Laozi and the eternal flow of the Tao. Laozi, the sage of the Tao Te Ching, wrote, "The Tao is constant. It does nothing, yet nothing is left undone. This is the way of the now, effortless, spontaneous, serene. To live in the Tao is to live beyond time, not clinging to the past, not striving toward the future, but rooted in the unchanging source that flows through all things. That source is the now." 7. Entering the now, a simple shift. So, how do we live in the now? Not by trying harder, not by forcing focus, not by seeking silence, but by letting go. Pause, breathe, feel the breath enter and leave your body, noticing without naming, allowing without analyzing. Can you sense the stillness beneath your thoughts? That stillness, that space where no judgment, no future, and no fear exists. That is the now. It's not something you do. It's what you are, when you stop pretending to be anything else. 8. Coming home to being. So here is the invitation. Stop seeking the now as a moment. Stop reaching for it with your mind. Instead, sink into it, like water resting in its own depth, like silence hearing itself. The now is not the surface of life. It is its essence. It is being before thought. And in that being, there is no lack, no fear, no need to become anything. Only wholeness, only peace, only this. This is the now, not a second on your clock, but the eternal presence behind your eyes. And the moment you stop running, you'll see, you were never apart from it. You were always here. If this message resonates with your soul, if you're tired of chasing the now as an idea and ready to rest in its truth, subscribe to this channel, and let's keep walking the path, not towards something in the future, but deeper into the eternal now, together.